All right, a special good afternoon to you. We just want you to know a new Nigeria is very possible, and we know that God has ordained something for Nigeria. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, a new Nigeria is possible.
Yeah.
Yes. The issue of insecurity that we are talking about, most of the time the federal government has refused to take a bold step in combating so many things in our society. The issue of Gumi, National Human Rights Commission, the HURIWA reports, Gumi culpability in all the security. Okay, for why is the federal government failing to address Gumi and his antecedents?
Well, it is not far-fetched when the government lacks the capability to do certain things. That lack of capability can come as a result of lack of will. You are going to see them being influenced by the people that they should know better than, and the people that they should put to sizes. You've seen some protests coming out in the recent times, standing against Trump's threat. In some cases, you might say it is rightly so. We don't want any kind of invasion. I don't want any kind of invasion, but when you've seen also that these voices had never protested against bandits, they've never protested against sacked communities in Plateau State, they've never protested against sacked communities in Benue State, neither have or they also protested against sacked communities in Zamfara State. Like everybody has rightly observed, this genocide going on, which they are denying, is not strictly about Christians or Muslims. In some cases they are targeted at Christians. You can't remove that. We saw Buhari gave award, to one, I've forgotten his name, somebody that saved 262, imam that saved 262 Christians in his mosque, for the fact that those Christians need to run in there to be saved. It's an evidence that those Christians were targeted, and a lot more that we can't continue to talk about, or massacre and the rest. So when you look at that, you find out that the government themselves are in a way representing these voices that are protesting against Trump, but never ever protesting against Gumi, dilly-dallying and speaking and advocating for terrors. People killing our police officers, people killing our soldiers. Gumi is advocating for them, and these people are also in one way or the other advocating for them, because they didn't see the need to protest against bandits taking over our territory, bandits controlling local government, bandits declaring taxes. They didn't see the need to protest about that, but they could put themselves together to protest against Trump, who, in the same vein that the bandit has taken over our sovereignty, is also coming but to even flush out those who have taken over our sovereignty. And he didn't say that is the next thing to do. He has rightly said that the next thing to do is for government to even do the job themselves. And no matter whoever has spoken, one common denominator, like I said earlier in the morning, was that everybody admitted that the government itself has failed in its primary responsibility to protect the people. Yes, a lot of people have advocated that this terror is of various fronts. I think nobody is denying that. Boko Haram made their own clear. They don't want any other religion other than the street Islam, like the way they defined it.
An Islamic State.
Islamic State is what they want. So that battle is against any non-Muslim, or even in some cases, any Muslim they think is not extreme enough like them. Do you understand? So proportionately, that battle is against Christianity and all other religions. But Christianity forming the majority, of any other religion. For example, outside Islam, you are going to say that battle is against Christianity and a whole lot of that. Then you are talking about also the one concerning grazing and all that. I have heard too many people say farmer has there's no clash. These are farmers farming in their land. Somebody coming from nowhere to take over my farmland or to graze on my crops. That is atrocious. That is wickedness. You bring animal to eat up the crop I have been farming to feed myself and my family. And when I say, why are you doing that? Which I should be the one killing you because you came to my house. If there's anybody to be authorized to kill.
Yes.
But for the fact that I recognize that it's illegal to kill you, you have right to life, that you have not chosen to kill me, to take over my own land, to feed on my crop, They have videos and tons of videos where cow is feeding on people's farm. This is wickedness, and nobody had protested against that. So I don't understand how people reason and how they function. You know, a lot of you are talking about poverty inducing some insecurity. Yes, poverty in the north or anywhere in Nigeria, just that south appears to be slightly better. It doesn't mean there's still poverty in the south. It's a lot. It's everywhere. So does that give you the right to become bandit, start robbing everybody and taking over territory? And people are justifying it. The leaders who should shut them down, say stop this nonsense, are advocating for them. It's because of poverty. That is what is because. So we should go and rob the bank because of poverty? So when the government start listening to criminals and advocates of criminals and those who are advocating for criminals, then the government will be weakened. If they are doing that for the purpose of getting vote or winning the next election, they'll be weakened and weakened forever, because there is always the next election.
Okay, let me come to you. I will still come to you on this matter. I want to take a little dimension from the arrest of Gumi that people are calling for. I think it should be a holistic call, because no state in the north, we know a lot of Christians are targeted in Benue, in Nasarawa, in Plateau, but the north also suffer a lot of insecurity, a lot. And these people that are suffering this insecurity are now advocating that Trump should not come in without professing any solution to this problem. Why is this so?
You see, you are here talking about the Gumi that is advocating for the bandit and the few elements that are being brought over that are protesting. But over the weekend, it take a new dimension. You know, a publication put out then by the present NSCIA chairman as a private advocate. He put out a brief to the UN implicating Nigeria as a country where Christian genocide has been carried out, and call for an intervention from the UN and the international community. Today, the Sharia Council of Islamic Scholars, you know, involving all the elites in the north that I including their emir, are calling for the head of the INEC chairman, Amopeta, simply because at some point he has made this revelation that the Christians are being exterminated from the northern region, because he lives in Jos. He says, don't forget, until his appointment, he's a lecturer with Unijos, and we all knew what has happened in Plateau State. Now, why do I have to bring that in? We are here talking about Gumi, one person who has spoken, advocated for the bandit and the terrorists. But here we have a lot of elites from the north saying that because somebody said the truth, spoke the truth in the time past, he shouldn't be allowed to hold a position. They are asking the president to sack him as we speak. Over the weekend, in their council when they met, that he's biased towards the Muslim because he said the truth. Because when you say there are no genocide against Christians, against it's a general genocide, I don't want to agree, because this country is kind of divided in religious line. Either you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, and if those who are perpetuating the crime, the terrorists, are Muslim, you can be rest assured that those who the terrorists against are the Christian. And that's what Amopeta put up in his brief to the UN, to say that, look, this is what is happening with fact and figures, because he lived in the area mostly affected then. We remember what happened in just not local government and just SAT and all the rest of it that happened in Plateau that almost crumbled Jos. You understand? So why is the issue of Gumi out there? We're also hearing, it's not confirmed, that the Gumi was talking. Instead of the government arresting him, they've assisted him to escape from this country to Turkey, where is a safe haven for him.
That's not confirmed. That's like a rumor.
Yes, I say like a rumor. So where do we go from here? You know, the government deaf to what everybody is talking about Gumi. Now the social whatever the HURIWA has called up, urged the government to arrest Gumi because of his utterances and all the rest of them. What has government said about it? Have they reacted? No, they will not react because this is not the first time Gumi is on the spotlight, and government behave as if it never exists.
Okay, all right. Okay,
yeah.
The president somehow. Let me first of all start from Buhari. Buhari was an enabler.
Yes.
Of Boko Haram.
Yes.
Not only Boko Haram, we
headers. Okay, let me take you so that you see where their weakness, or weaknesses is coming from. Buhari once said that when Jonathan was really grinding and trying to nip Boko Haram in the bud, Buhari said that the battle against Boko Haram is a battle against the North. He said that. Yes. Where what's the name of this minister who was giving Pantami once also said that these are our Islamic brothers, they should not be killed like that. So when you think because you share religion with somebody, then that person's crime, that person's crime should be written off. Then nobody should be in Kuje prison, nobody should be in a Kirikiri, because everybody has religion. Just about everybody has religion. It's only a taste that you'll be locked up, because there's no religion that does not have any representation in government in some form.
It takes has the brother has
it has brothers in the representation in government too. So let me read something Professor Ishaq Oloyede said in their Islamic meeting. He said something trying to itemize the causes, of this crime that we are facing. He was talking about. He said something. He said this is not an Islamic invasion. It is a desperate southward migration of herders seeking survival. This climate-driven migration forces herders into direct and often violent competition with sedentary farming communities over dwindling resources of land and water. Okay, sedentary farming rather. So he said historic grazing reserves have been lost to expanding settlement. Now, this is number one. So you believe I'm coming?
1 minute. I'll help you. See, in Amupatu report, he said what is happening is the continuation of the Ahmad Bello jihadism that stopped some time ago. That it is the continuation of the jihad towards the south. In confirmation to what he is saying. Yeah, that's what Amupatu said in his report.
So let me put it this way. So what they are saying is that if there's a bush, let me say as you have now in Gwagwalada area, a lot of I'm a header. I used to go feed my cattle there. And I got the Wike, the Minister of FCT, has created a railway station there, a school there, or hospital. Whatever, or hospital there. So when I get there tomorrow and find out that the place, instead of being a green forest where to do my cattle has been occupied, I will slaughter everybody there, demolish the hospital. These people make nonsensical statements that you wonder, are all of us for national development in Nigeria? These are criminals. When you realize, if at all, when you realize that where you do your herding in the desert in Sahel became more desert than it was before, you can change. People are ranching all over the world. If you want to ranch, you buy land. If you can't buy land, it means that business is no longer sustainable. Nobody's going to. People's farmers, Abuja here was originally a village. People's farmlands were taken before they started building bridges in Abuja. Gwari people have not come to start shooting all of us as we are driving across the bridges. Because the bridge was once their father's land. Nobody was shooting us. Nobody is shooting us. Nobody is planning to shoot us. Can these people stop defending this nonsense? Because this is the thing why we are crying out loud. Because these people try to legitimize crime. The criminals can't stop, because the people that should shut them down, say don't do this, even though we share the same religion, stop this nonsense, don't do this, they are the one coming out now to protest against Trump. Oga, where you dey since? So after legitimizing this, you want other people not to see you as being complicit in this? How? These are crimes. You don't go to somebody's land. Where are you coming from? If you want to do a ranching business and there's no place for you to do, you hire, you pay for it. You approach Ministry of Agriculture. If you are a citizen of Nigeria, that is why you are there. You cry to the right authority. You go to your state governor. Let them allocate land for your ranch. You can change the kind of breed. If you think your kind of breed, your kind of animal is not the one you can keep, you change. The world is moving. The world is not going backward. The world is not going to go backward. Now, another second reason he brought was about about the poverty in the north and unemployment in the north. At the end of the day, still the government. There's no poverty granted is going to increase stealing and all that. There's no poverty that will make us say it is good to do robbery. Yeah. It's only on us to tell government, you have to reduce poverty in Nigeria. How do you reduce poverty? You can't even achieve that without attending to insecurity. So as they are legitimizing banditry, now ravaging the north, the poverty will increase. So they are like flogging themselves. It's becoming a circus. The third one they were talking about is the mining, which is still fueled by the poverty, but this mining is being orchestrated by Chinese people, bringing in arms, giving in these people, and cutting. That's why Chinese, they are not Nigerian ally. They can't do that.
No,
there's no way.
In the afternoon.
No.
Have you ever heard a land the Chinese shot a gun?
But I was telling you,
and sent troops to that place. So
Nigeria should be aware of this. If China is your ally, you don't have an ally. You don't have an ally. Have you ever had a China true bomb anywhere? Have you ever had a China went to defend any other country? They're only for themselves and for themselves.
The truth remains that, what we have, we call terrorists or terrorism, is a business being organized and being treated by the northern elite, by their behavior. Because if it is not their trade, if it's not their business, I see no reason why they should protect and preserve it. Talking about China, mining in the northern region of the country, resources, it is because they are conniving with the northern elite. That is why the northern elite will shout that the bandit and the terrorists, they are our Islamic brother, because they help them to protect their business. Because take a look at it. The crude oil in the southern part of this country is being drilled and the resources is being shared by all Nigerians. But the gold and the other minerals in the north today, that these criminals are helping the China to take away without charge, who's benefit from it? It is the northern element who are a conniver with the China, using the bandit as a sheet so that government cannot assess what is coming out there, and government is being complicit because most of these people we are talking about, they are part of this trade. That is why Senator Adam Oshomole says that the people who are involved in this trade are retired generals and service generals, a conniver with the foreigners such as the China, using the bandit as a shield. So that is why it is difficult for you to...
But Philip, let me bring in another stretch of this. Do the federal government need a permission of any voice to stop bombing the terrorists? I heard the senator from Ali Ndume, he said if you identify them, he said bomb them. What is happening that we cannot keep this under control? We don't need a Trump's voice to stand up to evil in our land. Okafor has said it. Evil done in the south is evil. You deal with it. Evil done in the north is evil. You deal with it.
Yes.
Why can't the federal government deal with it?
You see, my response to what you just told me is we need more voice of Senator Ali Udume in the north than that of Gumi, wherein it is the Council of Islamic Sharia, whatever, saying that Amopati should be removed from office just because he said the truth. Such people should be dealt with as criminal. Rather, people in the north elite should speak more in same trajectory as Ali Udume is speaking. Because a criminal is a criminal anywhere he comes from. Because most of them, they claim to say that they are our Islamic brother. They can't even go home. Just last week, we heard that a representative in Niger was going to his constituency. He was attacked by bandits. 11 vehicles were damaged or were...
One soldier died.
One soldier died, and so many people injured. Is it not the same person coming from the northern region that he was going home that was being attacked by terrorists?
And so, Okafor, do they need the federal government? We talk about Buhari as an enabler of the Fulani and all this. This particular government, the Tinubu Ahmed government, are they also an enabler? What is stopping them? Why are they defending this so-called security when it's still pervasive?
Let me tell you, it's very shameful that against expectation, maybe that is why America is reacting. they are frustrated. That of Buhari kind of tolerated it.
Yeah.
Trump reversed his policy that Obama refused to sell arms to Nigeria.
Yes,
Trump reversed it. Obama refused to sell arms to Goodluck. Trump reversed it, and Buhari benefited. So they were watching everything and all that. So worst case scenario, Buhari's tenure was coming to an end. A new government was coming. And this is a president from the south. So they were like, let's see what happens. But at the end of the day, it appears this government was on the rampage, trying to use microphone to tell us how much insecurity has improved. An American government, in trying to carry out the function of the president of the United States of America, Trump's one foremost duty with international community to ensure that no breeding ground where they are able to take out the terror exists. This is not of you. Like I've always said, it is of their interest. But because this government is listening to people like Professor Ishaq Oloyede, who believes that if you don't have where to feed your cattle, and any place you get to, and there was the place was bush before, and people have not built on the place, you kill all of them. When you kill all of them, it is allowed, and it's not a terror. They believe that if you have poverty, you have unemployment in your area, you go into banditry, you take over territory, you ask local farmers to start paying tax to you, then it is allowed. You don't need to protest against them. That kind of takeover of territory is not regarded as breach of sovereignty. Imagine if any soil, any part of Delta State, any part of Cross River State, any part of Edo State is taken by people from those areas. You would have seen all military power. You will see 5,000 checkpoints between here to Benin. Imagine if it's even happened in southeast area like Abia State, you will see 10,000 checkpoints.
Let me remind you quickly.
Yeah.
We had a place in Warri. What's that community that they said they killed some soldiers in Warri? Recently,
I think it's Okwama.
Okwama was brought down. They went in with might. We saw OD, right? During time of Obasanjo.
Yeah.
It was brought down. We saw another place in Benue. I mean, they were leveled. How has the federal government not been able to level?
Do you know why? Because they want to have classes of criminals. If a Yoruba man says he wants Yoruba nation, like Sunday Igboho, he should be chased out. His home should be boggled. He should be raided. I think I heard there was a statement from Wole Soyinka asking the government to even apologize to Sunday Igboho. If Sunday Igboho says it, he should be attacked. Everything wrong or dirty should be done to him, even when he has not coveted any of our territory. People think that Sunday Igboho going to Germany now is the best. Like I said, he was chased out to Republic of Benin, maybe being treated slightly milder than Nnamdi Kanu. He was able to get to Germany. Then if Nnamdi Kanu says it, he should be locked up, possibly being killed. But if another person actually from the north, a lot of them foreign people that we don't even know.
Ekpe was chased to what's it called? Is it Finland? Finland.
Yeah.
And
Ekpa has been jailed.
Yes.
So Simon Ekpa has been jailed in Finland. So I'm coming. Let me land on this. Then a criminal who looks as dirty as rag, somebody you can't even employ as your security guard, will come from a foreign land, come from the north, because he shares tribe or religion with certain people who are in Nigeria. Then the person has right to actually take over our territory, which means taking over part of our sovereignty, declaring tax, now preventing people from going farm, even going as far as controlling as many local government. Then those criminals should be pampered. Then you should give reason because they didn't find where to graze. Is Nigeria a grazing floor? So if you want to build school, want to build highway, we say because you want to graze. Are people not going about doing normal businesses? Ranching is all over the world. Why is your own different? Let me tell you, when you can control RPG, rocket launcher. You can control very, very sophisticated weapon, but you don't have sense to know that ranching is the way to raise cattle today. That is why people are looking at the underlying motive of trying to destroy Christians, kill minorities, who ancestral like these are the people who are indigenous to Nigeria. Let me tell you. You see, we look at all these things. If you go to Southwest, you're going to see that some Yorubas are in Republic of Benin, some are in Nigeria. You understand me?
Some are in Togo.
They have brothers elsewhere, but they have not asked them to come and war in Nigeria. You are not the only one that has this thing. I think it's only Igbo that is a major tribe in Nigeria that all of them are contained.
They are also Igbo in Equatorial.
Yeah, but they are originally all contained in Nigeria. A lot of people have relation. There's Hausa in Ghana. People are scattered, but because we now have to respect this geography that the white man gave to us. He said that we agree to it or not. You can't go and bring in people and treat them as a different class of criminal, having different kind of laws for different citizens. Until we abide by our 1914 negotiation of being together under the same law, we are going to be having problems.
Speaking there are some voices that are refusing to speak in the north. I would normally say silence is consent. People like Dati. I'm not talking about Baba Dati. I'm talking about the vice presidential Ahmed Dati. I'm not talking about Ahmed Dati. I'm talking about Dati.
Dr. Ahmed.
I'm not talking about
one.
The senior. That's the
senior one has spoken.
The senior one has spoken, but the one that contested will be under Labour Party.
That's Dati Baba.
Dati Baba. He hasn't spoken, and so many other voices. The one that has spoken has said Trump should not come in. Okay, if Trump should not come in, what should we do?
You see, the thing is this, before I go to your question, he's talking about the law being applicable to all as equal citizens of Nigeria. We just measure Okwama in Delta State. You can, as we speak today, they are still in detention, in army detention. Nobody mentioned their case. Their case is, they are far away. They are bound to rust in 9 soldiers implicated in their act, big compromising, leaking information of the Nigerian army to Boko Haram. Just because Trump tweeted that he's coming to flush out Boko Haram, the prison that is in the barrack was breached, and this 9 soldiers escaped. You are saying that nobody has spoken. Even the one that has spoken, even the one we so respected that has spoken, what do they have to offer? They are saying that Nigeria is a sovereign state. Trump should stay away from Nigeria. The bandits are Muslim. They are break and have been very forthright. The reason why he hasn't spoken, I cannot speak, but I know at some point he will speak, and I'm very, very sure he won't speak against Trump evasion. Maybe, just maybe, he's still trying to understand, the Trump statement, because the Trump statement doesn't really need a response. For me, it doesn't need, because what Trump said is that if the Nigerian government fail to flush out the terrorists and the bandits, they will come after the bandit and the terrorists, the bandits, and they never said they were coming after Nigeria. So if in the first place, it doesn't require a response. But the northern elite felt it is something they must, they just felt, flushing out the bandit and the terror from the Nigerian land is flushing their business, destroying their business, and that's why they are speaking.
All right,
Baba Ahmed doesn't have any business that they are coming to disturb.
All right, closing.
Just one word. I think Nigerians should maintain a singular reward system for all citizens and a singular punishment system for all citizens. Nobody's crime should be better than the other simply because of his tribe, religion, or his any other belief.
All right, Nigeria remain one. That's our. That's what we encourage, and we ask the government to come to the aid of everybody, not just some part of people. We'll be right back.